So I was just reviewing some footage I still had from our trip to Kenya. For those of you that don't know, my family and I had the opportunity to travel to Kenya to visit my sister and her husband who have a safari camp there. It's called Mara West, and I mean, it was an amazing experience. Our family just absolutely loved it. Naturally, already being a portrait photographer, I had to dabble with some wildlife, so I rented this 200 to 600, which I later purchased, paired with my Sony a7R4. That was my main setup there for shooting wildlife. So there was some footage I just came across from our trip, and it was from a day that I got to spend with a private guide out on the Masai Mara. He and I spent the day exploring the Mara. We got to see some really amazing things. We came across a big pride of lions who had recently had a kill. You could still see the Cape buffalo they had taken down, and they had finished eating and they were kind of laid out. There were some cubs in that pride. That was pretty neat to see. We also came across a league of brothers. There were like 5 male lions that were in an alliance together, and that was pretty awesome. What else did we see? We got to see a cheetah that day and a lot of other really neat animals. But one thing that really stood out is we got to see 2 crossings of the Mara River. So essentially, when the migrations get going, wildebeests and the zebras will cross over to the other side of the park to get to the better grazing land. And in order to cross over, they have to go and cross the Mara River. Naturally, that's a pretty big experience for the animals as well. It's pretty intense because they know that that river is full of crocs. And so they will gang up on the banks. They'll kind of work their ways back and forth, waiting for one of them to build up the courage to take the plunge. Sometimes people spend days trying to see one of these crossings, and we were there for like 20 minutes when they were getting ready to cross. We were able to see an epic crossing. Here, check out some of this footage. And it's just so epic. When they start pouring down the banks, there's this huge plume of just dust that fills the sky. It looks extremely cinematic. And then the zebras kind of pair up with the wildebeest and just start pushing through. And once they get that line going, they just go wide open across there as fast as they can. And then they start pouring back up the other side where we were at. And then they just split and went around our vehicle, and just hundreds, thousands of animals pushing by. I mean, it is truly an amazing thing to see. If you ever get a chance to go to Africa, do it. It's definitely something worth adding to your bucket list. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later.